Welcome to the Forbidden Library podcast. I'm your host, Ben Carter. Deep in the heart of the 2nd century, a secret whispered through the stone halls of Alexandria. It was a secret so profound, so potentially earth-shattering, that it was quickly suppressed, deemed heretical by the emerging Orthodox Christian Church. This hidden knowledge was encoded into a text, a clandestine scripture known only to a select few. It was called the Secret Book of John. This profound text, also known as the Apocryphon of John, is a cornerstone of Gnostic Christian theology. It presents a radically different view of the world, of humanity, and of the divine. In the Secret Book of John, deception and illusion reign. We are led to believe that the world we know, the reality we inhabit, is but a shadow of the true divine reality, a reality hidden from us by forces beyond our comprehension. In this otherworldly narrative, the God of the Old Testament is reimagined not as a benevolent creator, but as a deceptive being known as the demiurge. Here, the creator is no longer the ultimate power. Rather, he is a lesser force, a misguided entity who wrongly believes himself to be the supreme being. The Secret Book of John tells us that this demiurge, in his arrogance, crafted a world designed to trap the divine spark within humanity. But all is not lost. The text offers a path to salvation, a way to awaken the divine spark within us and return to the true divine reality. This, however, is not a path of prayer or good deeds, as in traditional Christian theology. Instead, it is a path of knowledge, of gnosis. This is the foundation of Gnostic Christianity, the belief that it is through knowledge, secret knowledge, that we can attain salvation. The Secret Book of John was not a text intended for the masses. It was hidden, kept secret, only revealed to those deemed ready to understand its profound teachings. It was a text of initiation, a guide for those on the spiritual path, those willing to look beyond the physical world and see the divine reality hidden beneath. But why was this text so feared? Why was it suppressed, hidden away for centuries? What threat did it pose to the emerging Orthodox Christian Church? And what can we learn from it today? These are the questions we will seek to answer as we delve into the enigmatic world of the Secret Book of John. To truly grasp the significance of the Secret Book of John, it's essential to first understand the historical and cultural context in which it was written. It was created during a time of great change and upheaval, around the middle of the 2nd century, when a multitude of different beliefs and interpretations of Christianity were in circulation. The Roman Empire was in full swing during this time, and it was a time of cultural melding. Different cultures were coming into contact, leading to a melting pot of ideas, philosophies, and religions. This was a time when the traditional polytheistic religions of the Roman pantheon were being challenged by new monotheistic religions, including Christianity. Christianity itself was not a unified religion at this point. It was a broad spectrum of beliefs and interpretations, all claiming to represent the true teachings of Jesus Christ. Some of these groups followed what we might recognize today as Orthodox Christianity, while others, like the Gnostics, offered radically different interpretations. The Gnostic Christians, from whom the Secret Book of John originates, were one of these divergent groups. They were known for their emphasis on spiritual knowledge, or gnosis, as the path to salvation. This starkly contrasted with the Orthodox Christian focus on faith and good works. They believed that the physical world was a prison constructed by a false god, the demiurge, and that only through gnosis could one escape this prison and return to the true divine reality. As the Gnostic Christians were developing these radical ideas, the Orthodox Christian Church was also taking shape. The Orthodox Church, seeking to establish a unified doctrine, regarded these divergent interpretations as threats. As a result, Gnostic texts like the Secret Book of John were declared heretical. They were suppressed, hidden away, and in many cases, destroyed. But the Secret Book of John survived, hidden away for centuries until it was rediscovered in the 20th century among the Nag Hammadi texts in Egypt. Its survival is a testament to the enduring power of its message and the tenacity of those who sought to preserve it. Understanding this historical and cultural background is crucial to appreciating the gravity of the secret Book of John. Its teachings were not just divergent, they were revolutionary, challenging the established religious and philosophical norms of its time. And yet, despite the suppression and eradication attempts, the secret Book of John endured. Its continued existence is a testament to the resilience of ideas that challenge the status quo, and the enduring quest for knowledge and truth in the face of adversity. The secret Book of John, also known as the Apocryphon of John, is a comprehensive narrative that uses a conversation between the risen Christ and his disciple John to reveal the Gnostic cosmology and anthropogenesis. The text is a complex, intricate maze of mythology, philosophy, and spirituality, shedding light on a theology far removed from the mainstream Christian thought of its time. The text itself is written in Coptic, a language that was widely used in Egypt during the time of its creation. It is believed to be a translation of an original Greek text, as indicated by some Greek words and phrases that remain within the Coptic text. This suggests that the original text was likely composed in a Greek-speaking community, possibly Alexandria or elsewhere in Egypt. The secret Book of John exists in 4 known Coptic versions. 3 are found in the Nag Hammadi library, and 1 is found in the Berlin Gnostic Codex. The fact that it was copied multiple times, and in multiple locales, suggests that the secret Book of John was a significant text within the Gnostic tradition. It may have been used as a foundational text, or even a sort of catechism, teaching new initiates about the Gnostic worldview and their place within it. The text is written in the form of a revelation discourse, a popular literary form in ancient religious texts. In this format, a figure of authority, often divine, delivers a revelation or teaching to a disciple or group of disciples. In the secret Book of John, the risen Christ imparts knowledge to John about the creation and structure of the universe, the nature of humanity, and the path to salvation. The secret Book of John is not an easy read. The narrative is complex and multi-layered, filled with unfamiliar names and concepts. It presents a radical reinterpretation of the Genesis creation story, positing a divine world of light, eons, and a supreme unknowable God, beyond the material world and its flawed creator, the demiurge. It also contains a detailed account of the creation of humanity, a process involving a vast array of divine beings, and a drama of deceit and redemption. But within this complexity, there is a profound and deeply spiritual message. The secret Book of John presents a vision of a divine reality that is within each of us, a spark of divine light that can be awakened through knowledge, self-awareness, and spiritual practice. It is a message of hope and redemption, a call to transcend the material world and reconnect with our true divine nature. It is this message, perhaps, that has allowed the secret Book of John to endure, despite centuries of suppression and neglect. Revelation discourse is perhaps the most intriguing aspect of the secret Book of John. The text primarily mirrors a conversation between John and the resurrected Christ, who imparts upon him profound esoteric knowledge. This dialogue, brimming with complex metaphysical ideas, departs significantly from the established religious narratives of its time. The secret Book of John presents a reinterpretation of the Genesis creation story. Instead of a single omnipotent God, this narrative describes a divine, transcendent realm of light known as the Pleroma, where a supreme, unknowable God exists alongside a series of divine beings called eons. These eons, each with their unique attributes, collectively emanate from the supreme God, creating a divine family of sorts, operating in perfect harmony and unity. The intricate details and the sheer number of eons mentioned in the text, including Barbalo, Autogenes, and Logos, add to the complexity and depth of the narrative. In this divine realm, a lesser eon named Sophia, without consulting her divine counterparts, tries to emanate independently, resulting in the creation of a flawed entity, the demiurge. The demiurge, also known as Yaldabaoth, is blind to the reality of the Pleroma and arrogantly believes himself to be the only God. This narrative introduces the concept of a flawed creator, a dangerous idea that contradicts the mainstream Judeo-Christian belief in an all-knowing, all-powerful God. The demiurge, along with his minions known as archons, create the material world and humanity. But they unknowingly infuse the first human Adam with a spark of divine light, a piece of the supreme God. This divine spark, trapped in the material world, is the essence of humanity, and its awakening and return to the pleroma forms the crux of the Gnostic path to salvation. This radical reinterpretation of human nature and purpose was a direct challenge to the Orthodox Christian view of humanity as inherently sinful and in need of redemption through faith in Christ. The text also presents a vision of salvation that is not granted by a divine figure or achieved through blind faith. Instead, it emphasizes the importance of gnosis or knowledge, particularly self-knowledge, as the path to spiritual awakening and liberation. This idea was indeed radical, even dangerous, in a time when religious orthodoxy was enforced by the Roman Empire, and dissenting views were often met with persecution. The Secret Book of John, with its mystical and spiritual insights, thus represents a bold counter-narrative to the religious orthodoxies of its time, a testament to the power of forbidden knowledge and the enduring quest for spiritual truth. The physical authenticity of the Secret Book of John is another fascinating aspect of its story. The book was thought to be lost to history until the late 19th century, when a single copy was discovered in a Coptic library in Egypt. But the real breakthrough came in December of 1945, when a cache of ancient texts was found near the town of Nag Hammadi in Upper Egypt. This astounding discovery, now known as the Nag Hammadi Library, contained a multitude of Gnostic texts, including not one, but 3 copies of the Secret Book of John. These were all written in Coptic, the last phase of the ancient Egyptian language. The material evidence supports the authenticity of these documents as ancient texts. Carbon dating, a scientific method for determining the age of organic materials, has placed the Nag Hammadi codices somewhere between the 3rd and 5th centuries AD. This aligns with the historical period when Gnosticism was a significant movement within the wider Christian community. The historical authenticity of the Secret Book of John is harder to ascertain. The text itself claims to be a secret revelation given by the risen Christ to John the Apostle. This claim, however, is difficult to substantiate. The authorship of many ancient texts is often under debate, and the Secret Book of John is no exception. The text is thought to have originated in the 2nd century AD, a time when the Christian Church was still defining its doctrines, and the canon of the New Testament was far from being finalized. This means there was a lot of religious literature, often with varying interpretations of Christian beliefs, being produced and circulated among different Christian communities. The Secret Book of John appears to be a product of this vibrant and diverse religious milieu. However, the lack of definitive evidence regarding the authorship or the origin of the text doesn't diminish its historical value. On the contrary, the Secret Book of John provides valuable insights into the diverse religious thought of early Christianity. It offers a window into an alternative Christian worldview that was eventually marginalized and suppressed by the Orthodox Church. In a broader historical context, the Secret Book of John represents the human quest for spiritual truth and the power of forbidden knowledge. Its mystical teachings, its reinterpretation of familiar biblical stories, and its emphasis on personal gnosis all reflect a deep yearning for spiritual understanding and liberation. This, perhaps, is the true value of the Secret Book of John, a testament to the enduring human spirit and its relentless pursuit of knowledge and truth. The question, however, arises as to why the Secret Book of John, with its rich spiritual content and alternative interpretation of biblical narratives, didn't make it into the canonical Bible. Why was it excluded, along with other Gnostic texts, from the religious literature that would become the foundation of Christian belief and practice for centuries to come? The exclusion of the Secret Book of John from the New Testament canon was not a simple oversight. It was a deliberate act of censorship and suppression, driven by the desire of the emerging Orthodox Church to establish a uniform set of beliefs and practices. This process of canonization, which took place over several centuries, was marked by intense theological debates, political maneuvering, and at times, open conflict. The Secret Book of John, with its Gnostic teachings, posed a significant challenge to the developing orthodoxy. Its emphasis on personal gnosis, or direct knowledge of the divine, was in stark contrast to the Orthodox Church's emphasis on faith and obedience to ecclesiastical authority. The Secret Book's reinterpretation of biblical narratives, particularly the creation story, also clashed with the Orthodox interpretation. The text's portrayal of the Old Testament God as a flawed and ignorant creator was deemed heretical and blasphemous by the Orthodox authorities. But the suppression of the Secret Book of John was not just about theological differences, it was also about power and control. The Orthodox Church, as it grew in influence and authority, sought to establish a single unified doctrine. This entailed eliminating any competing interpretations or alternative versions of Christianity. The Gnostics, with their emphasis on personal spiritual experience and knowledge, represented a significant threat to the centralized power of the Orthodox Church. Hence, their texts, including the Secret Book of John, were actively suppressed and destroyed. This act of suppression was not just a loss for the Gnostics, but for humanity as a whole. The Secret Book of John, like other Gnostic texts, offers a different perspective on spirituality and the divine, one that emphasizes personal experience and knowledge over dogmatic belief. Its survival, despite attempts to destroy it, testifies to the resilience of the human spirit and its relentless pursuit of truth. The story of the Secret Book of John's suppression is a powerful reminder of the dangers of censorship and the importance of maintaining a diversity of voices and perspectives in any discussion, religious or otherwise. It serves as a testament to the human capacity for curiosity, questioning, and the quest for knowledge, qualities that, despite attempts to suppress them, continue to drive us forward in our journey towards understanding and enlightenment. The Secret Book of John on the surface may appear as just a religious text, but a deeper dive reveals a rich tapestry of spiritual, occult, and mystical implications. This book is steeped in the esoteric, an amalgam of early Christian Gnosticism and other spiritual traditions. In it, we find a profound exploration of the nature of reality, the self, and the divine. At its core, the Secret Book of John is a journey into the self, a spiritual exploration that seeks to uncover the divine within. It emphasizes the knowing of the self as the key to knowing the divine. This is in stark contrast to the Orthodox Christian focus on an external God. The Secret Book of John pushes the boundaries of understanding, suggesting that the divine is not extrinsic but rather intrinsic. The divine is not separate from us but a part of us. The text also delves into the world of occult symbolism. It's rife with allegorical references, such as the archons, representing human weaknesses, and the divine light that symbolizes knowledge. This use of symbolism is a common tool in the world of the occult, where meanings are often hidden beneath layers of allegory and metaphor, available only to those who are willing to seek them out. The Secret Book of John also presents a unique cosmology, one that is both complex and intriguing. The text describes a multidimensional universe, filled with different realms and beings, each with its own distinct nature and purpose. This depiction of the universe is reminiscent of many mystical and esoteric traditions, where reality is seen as multi-layered and complex, a far cry from the simplistic binary of heaven and hell often found in Orthodox Christianity. In the Secret Book of John, the divine is portrayed as a complex, multifaceted entity, embodying both male and female aspects. This is in stark contrast to the patriarchal image of God found in mainstream Christianity. This portrayal of the divine as both male and female reflects a more holistic and balanced view of the divine, one that acknowledges and validates both masculine and feminine energies. To many, the Secret Book of John may seem cryptic or obscure, its language and concepts difficult to understand. But to those willing to delve deeper, it offers a profound exploration of the self and the universe, a journey into the very heart of the divine. It presents a spiritual path that prioritizes personal experience and knowledge, a path that encourages questioning and seeking, rather than blind faith and obedience. It is a testament to the power of the human spirit, its relentless pursuit of truth, and its innate desire to understand the mysteries of the universe. As we trace the reverberations of the Secret Book of John through modern times, we find its echoes and influences in a myriad of unexpected places. The enigmatic text has left its mark on modern media and subcultures, subtly shaping conversations and narratives around spirituality, the divine, and the nature of reality itself. In the realm of literature and cinema, elements from the Secret Book of John have found their way into various works of speculative fiction. The complex cosmology, the portrayal of the divine as both male and female, and the concept of archons as symbols of human weaknesses are recurring motifs in genres like science fiction and fantasy. Take, for instance, the Matrix trilogy, a cinematic saga that explores themes of reality, illusion, and liberation. The trilogy's antagonists, sentient machines that control and manipulate human perception, bear striking resemblance to the archons of the Secret Book of John. They symbolize the same oppressive forces that keep humanity ignorant and in bondage. The film's central character, Neo, like the divine light in the Secret Book of John, personifies knowledge and awakening, leading humanity towards liberation. The influence of the Secret Book of John is also seen in the realm of music, specifically within the sphere of progressive rock and ambient music. Bands like Tool, Dead Can Dance, and artists like David Sylvian have woven in elements of Gnostic thought into their lyrics and themes, reflecting the quest for inner knowledge and the transcendence of illusion. In the world of visual arts, the Secret Book of John has inspired many artists to explore its intriguing symbology. The archons, the divine light, and the multidimensional universe have been visualized and reimagined in myriad ways, adding depth and mystique to their work. Even in the sphere of digital culture and subcultures, echoes of the Secret Book of John can be traced. The cyberpunk subculture, with its focus on artificial intelligence, virtual realities, and the question of what it really means to be human, shares thematic common ground with the text. Finally, there's the influence on modern spiritual movements. New Age spirituality, with its focus on personal experience and self-realization, resonates strongly with the empowering message of the Secret Book of John. The divine isn't an external entity to be worshipped, but an intrinsic part of us, waiting to be discovered. These influences, far from being exhaustive, are testament to the enduring relevance of the Secret Book of John. Its echoes in our modern world, whether overt or subtle, continue to challenge, inspire, and provoke thought, proving that its message still resonates centuries after it was first penned. Moving beyond the mainstream influences of the Secret Book of John, we venture into the realm of the esoteric, the unknown, and the speculative. This is where fringe interpretations and hidden theories about the text flourish. It's a world where scholars of the conventional may hesitate to tread, but it's a space that invites exploration, drawing in those with a thirst for the unconventional, the mysterious, and the hidden. One such theory, popular among some fringe scholars, suggests that the archons in the Secret Book of John are not merely symbolic representations of oppressive forces, but actual extraterrestrial beings. This theory typically emerges from the field of ancient astronaut hypothesis, which proposes that prehistoric cultures were influenced by advanced extraterrestrial beings. The archons, as described in the text, are interpreted as these alien beings who possess powers beyond human comprehension and manipulate human society. Another interpretation, often found within the realms of occult study, involves a metaphysical understanding of the divine light. This interpretation proposes that the divine light, beyond being a symbolic representation of knowledge and awakening, is a literal, tangible energy form that can be accessed and harnessed. This energy, sometimes referred to as the divine spark or the God particle, is believed to hold the potential to awaken latent human capacities and facilitate transcendence to higher states of consciousness. Then there are theories that delve into the multidimensional universe, as described in the Secret Book of John. These interpretations often overlap with concepts in quantum physics. They propose that the text might contain coded insights into the nature of reality that align with modern scientific theories. The idea that we exist in a multidimensional universe, as suggested in the text, mirrors contemporary hypotheses about the existence of multiple dimensions and parallel universes. There are also those who believe the secret book of John holds prophetic content, predicting future events in cryptic language and symbolism. These interpretations often draw parallels between the text and contemporary events, suggesting that the ancient Gnostic text might hold keys to understanding our present and future. Of course, these interpretations exist outside the realm of mainstream academia and often face skepticism and dismissal, but they continue to attract a following and contribute to the rich tapestry of interpretations surrounding the secret book of John. They reflect the enduring appeal of the text, its capacity to inspire speculation, and its ability to resonate with diverse perspectives and worldviews. Whether one sees these interpretations as insightful revelations or fanciful speculation, they draw attention to the depth and complexity of the secret book of John and its continuing relevance in modern discourse. They remind us that this ancient text is far from exhausted and continues to provoke thought, inspire exploration, and challenge our understanding of reality. As we conclude this journey into the enigmatic heart of the secret book of John, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of an ocean of questions. The text is a mirror, reflecting back to us not only our desire for understanding, but also the vastness of what remains unknown. It is a testament to the resilient human spirit and its relentless pursuit of knowledge and truth, even in the face of adversity and suppression. The secret book of John stands as a testament to the enduring appeal of the human quest for understanding. It is a testament to our ability to read between the lines, to probe beneath the surface, and to seek out the hidden layers of meaning in the world around us. In doing so, we challenge the status quo, we push boundaries, and we continue to evolve and grow. The text also prompts us to question the nature of reality as we understand it. If the universe is indeed multidimensional, as suggested in the text and supported by some contemporary scientific theories, what does this imply about our existence? What dimensions of reality remain hidden from our perception? And if we are indeed imbued with a divine light or spark, what untapped potentials might we hold within us? The secret book of John also provokes us to reflect on the nature of knowledge itself. Who holds the power to define what is true and what is not? How do we navigate the fine line between belief and skepticism, between accepted wisdom and fringe theories? And how do these questions influence our understanding of ourselves and the world around us? These are the lingering questions that the secret book of John leaves us with. They are profound, thought-provoking, and they cast a long shadow over our understanding of reality. It is in wrestling with these questions that we find the true value of this ancient text, not in the answers it provides, but in the questions it provokes. In the end, the secret book of John serves as a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is a journey, not a destination. It is a journey marked by curiosity, by skepticism, by belief, and by the relentless quest for understanding. It is a journey that continues to unfold as we delve deeper into the mysteries of existence and as we continue to question, to explore, and to seek truth in the unlikeliest of places. As we journey onward, let the secret book of John serve as a beacon, illuminating our path with its profound wisdom, its challenging questions, and its enduring mystery. It is a testament to the power of the human spirit and a reminder that the quest for knowledge, for truth, and for understanding is a journey that we are all a part of. Thanks for listening. This has been the Forbidden Library Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.